Hello everyone, I'm Kristel and Celemin from the Batangas State University, Alangilan Campus, taking Bachelor of Science in Information Technology from the section 2105.
This video is all about the tutorial for the chapter 11 and the chapter 11 entitled Build a Small Network. Up to this point in the course, we have considered the services that a data network can provide to the human network. This is the last chapter for the NetAcad. We've been through a lot of different topics, so we learn about that. So it says here that the data network has a lot that can provide to a human network. Small network topologies. The majority of the business are small. It's not surprising that the majority of the business are also small. Typical small business network is shown. So this one is the simple small business network. So it has an internet. Using a WAN, the router is connected. So this is the LAN. So the router is connected to this switch, and this switch is connected by this one, this PC, and this one. So it is a five. Connect that. Then device selection for a small network. The cost. So the cost is uh, of a switch or a router determine the capacity and features. The cost. So the first, so it is the for the physical things that we use for a small business. So just like for example, the cost of the switch and the router. Uh, it has we can uh, say that if like for example the router, if the router is it is a high cost, then we can conclude that uh, it is not easily destroy or break, or it has a long life than the others. Then the speed and type of ports interfaces. Choosing the number and type of ports on the router and switch is critical decision. So you have to think it uh, and uh, study about this one for you to have a good decision. Then the uh, speed. So newer computers have built-in 1 Gbps or NICs. 10 Gbps ports are already included with some workstation and servers. Then expandability. Networking devices come in both fixed and modular physical configuration. Fixed configuration have a specific number and type of ports or interfaces. And then the operating system features and services. So the security, quality of service, the voice over IP, layer 3 switching, network address translation, dynamic host configuration protocol or the DHCP. Uh, IP addressing for a small network. Example of different types of devices that will factor into the IP design are the end devices for end users. So these are the end devices for the end users. Those are accessible for the internet from the internet. Then intermediary devices. So location, all of this one. Then the sales from the department. So they have the sales here and this one. Then HR is only the HR PC and this one. Then the legal, this one. Then the printer, server, These are the server, then the computer, Olga computer. Redundancy in a small network. Data center. If one server fails, another is there to handle customer requests. So, like for example, this one failed, so these two will still handle the customer request. The links. If the link to one switch fails, the link to the second switch is still available. Like for example, if this one is not available or it is failed, so it has different links here connected. Then switches. Redundant switches are present to avoid a phase switching failure. So to avoid the switching failure, so we can see this one that it has two switches to avoid switching failure, and the router's redundancy can help to ensure that the application transaction received from external traffic can be handled in the event the router or route failure. So if one fails, so it has a one backup. The traffic management. The network administration administrator should consider the various types of traffic and their treatment in the network design. So traffic sent to router without any priority. So the voice high priority, SMB medium priority, instant messaging normal priority, and the FTP has a low pri- priority. Traffic sent to backbone in order to priority. Common application, so network application and the application layer services. Applications are software programs used to communicate over the network. So the application it is used to communicate over the network, and the application layer is we need the assistance of application layer services to use network resources like the file transfer or network print pooling. The common protocols. So I said it a while ago about the DNS server, SSH server, email server, HTTP web server, and the FTP. So let's start with the DNS. So service that provides the IP address of the this one is for the it provides the IP address. The SSH is allows us to log into the host from a remote location. Uh, this the SSH is for the remote location. The email service is the used to send the email messages. Then the DHCP is assign the IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and other information to the clients of the clients. Then used to transfer information. The web server is used to transfer information between the web clients and the web service. The FTP server is the service that allows for download and upload the client and the service and the server. So for the upload and download, so the FTP is that allows that. Small network growth. To scale a network, several elements are required. Network documentation, physical and logical topology. And then device inventory, list of devices that use or comprise the network. Budget. Itemize IT budget including fiscal year equipment purchasing budget. So in uh, in the small business, so it must be the physical and logical must be documented. Then the device inventory. So all device should uh, all in the list. Then budget. So itemize all the budget and the purchasing Purchasing budget. All you purchase devices should itemize. Then traffic analysis protocols, application services, and their respective traffic frequency should be documented also. Employee network utilization. In addition to understanding changing traffic trends, network administration must also be aware of how network use is changing. So, it is not all about in the devices that you are using. So, it also uh, it's about your employee or the employee. So, they need to know how the network is changing. So, we are now in the types of threats. Whether wired or wireless, computer networks are essential to everyday activities. So, the different threats. So, let's go first. The first one is information theft. So, it is simple. So, uh, it is uh, breaking into computer to obtain confidential information. So, they getting the confidential information, the data loss and manipulation. Next one. The computer destroys all altered data records. Then the identity theft is this one is getting the personal information where personal information is stolen for the purpose of taking over someone's identity. So they are getting they getting someone's identity. Then the last one is disruption of service. This is preventing legitimate users from accessing services to which they should be entitled. The physical security, the hardware threats, physical damage to servers, routers, switches, cabling plant, and workstation. So, the hardware threat. So, the routers or the servers can destroy also. So, environmental threats, temperature, uh, the routers switches so it can destroy that. So environmental threat, so environmental, so it means that it is your surrounding. So the temperature, it is also a physical threat. Then electrical threat, so voltage spikes. So the electrical is very, so it is very important. So since that is using the electricity, so it means that uh, it should be regularly checked. Then maintenance check. So the devices should always check if they are doing good. Types of vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities. So the technological, the configuration, security policy. So this is the configuration, how weak is loaded, then lack of written. So it has technological first. So this one is for the then configuration. So in the configuring the routers and switches, the security. So it must be secured. Then types of malware. So we have the different types of malware. So the viruses. So let's try to play this one. So it is from router to router, so they can destroy our pieces. The virus is a malware that propagates by inserting a copy of. So virus is very familiar for us. So it can spread it through the flash drives. Then the worms are similar to viruses that is replicate functional themselves that can cause the same type of damage. So the worms are just like the virus. Then the Trojan horse is that another type of malware named after the wooden Greeks. Uh, it is pulled as the software looks legitimate. So this software looks like legitimate, but it is a virus or a malware. The resonance rec- reconnaissance attacks. Then this one discovered the mapping of system services and other vulnerabilities. So this one is for the mapping of services. The access attack is unauthorized manipulation of data. So they access it unauthorized. Then denial of service, disabling or corruption of networks. Backup, upgrade, update, and patch. So you need to have a backup. So you need to upgrade also. Backup. So it means you have a backup. So like for example, in the pictures or some data you need to save it in the uh, different location. Then upgrade. You need to upgrade it. Then update. If there is an update, you must update it and patch. The firewalls, one of the most effective security tools available for protecting users from the external threats. So, you need to have a firewall. So, because it is you can prevent the security threats there because of firewalls. Then, endpoint security or the host, an individual computer, system, or device that act as a network client. So the password, weak password, secret, Smith, Toyota, Bob 1967, Blue Lip. So the weak passwords are the common passwords that you are using, like your names, your birthday. So the first one is secret. So why is this weak? Simple dictionary password. So it is correct. So secret is very an ordinary word. Then Smith is mother's maiden name. Then maybe it is your name. Then Toyota is make of a car, name and birthday of the user, simple words and numbers. So this one is simple. So this is the example of strong password. So the B67N42D39 C combination of alphanumeric characters. So that is a strong password. Then the 12, this one, combination of alphanumeric character symbols and also include a space. So space is also a character. Basic security practice, additional password. So the service password encryption is when we are configuring our router. So you should have a command of service password encryption to encrypt the the passwords in the line. Then this one is the enable the SSH, the IP domain name, then crypto key. So it's like that one. The ping. So interpreting ping results. So the ping results is the we do it when we need to check the end-to-end connectivity. So just like ping. So let's like you are in the PC1, and you need to ping the PC2, which is in the other network. So you'll just type ping, then the IP address of the PC2. Then if you have a 4 replies, means that it has a correct connection, or it has a connectivity to the different network. So the extended mode of ping commands mode is entered by typing pin and privilege without a destination IP address. So you will just type ping network based interpreting trace messages. So you will just type the command trace route, just like this one. And then the extended trace route. So trace route command allows the administrator to adjust parameters related to the command operation. So if you just type the trace route command, so the administration will have the to adjust their parameters. The command show commands revisited. The show commands display. If you type the show command show, it means that it will display. That's like, for example, the show running config. So the running config will be displayed. Then show interfaces, the interfaces will display. The ARP will display. Then the IP route will display, protocols will display, and the version will display. The ipconfig command as the command line of the Windows computer. The ARP command, so you will just type the ARP, then list of all devices currently in the ARP, cache of the host. The debug command. The OSI debug command allows the administrator to display these messages in real time for analysis. The terminal monitor, then basic troubleshooting approaches. So if you will troubleshoot uh, if you have a problem. So you will first identify the problem, then establish a theory of probable causes. So you will uh, locate what is the causes uh, of that problem. Then test the theory to determine the cause. So if you uh, see the result, you will test, then establish a plan. So you'll plan what you do next, then verify full system functionality and implement preventive measures, then document findings, action, and outcomes. Resolve or escalate. In some cases, it may be possible to resolve the problem immediately. So some problems will not uh, solve uh, easily. So it takes time. A problem should be escalated when it requires a manager's decision. So it will be escalate if the manager will have to decide what to do with that. Verify and monitor solution. So to verify, so the ping, I said it a while ago. Then the duplex operation, full duplex. So full duplex is they can send and receive at the same time. IP addressing issue on the iOS device. So the show IP interface or the show IP interface brief commands to verify what IP addresses to display the network interfaces. Default gateway issues. The default gateway for an end devices is that the closest networking device that can forward to the other. So the default gateway of the user is that the IP address of the router. So if is as a wrong or incorrect default gateway, so it doesn't have any connection with that network. So for the summary of this chapter, so build a small network. So in order to meet user requirements, even small networks requires planning and design. So in building a small network, even it is a small network, so you need to plan it first and design it. So you need to follow all the rules, and little by little, your small network will become big. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.